I'm on a mission to find the most amazing Middle Eastern fragrances that may or may not be dupes. Middle Eastern fragrances have always fascinated me. There's something exotic and alluring about them. Maybe it's the rich cultural heritage or the way they evoke the mystique of ancient traditions. Whatever it is, I'm excited to dive in and explore the world of Middle Eastern scents.
This fragrance is very hard to get into. This one smells like woods and like a root beer. You get the oud, you get that spice, there's a little bit of creaminess in there. Perfect time to wear this fragrance is in the winter. With that being said, this is a very classy, special fragrance. You'd be hard pressed to find anybody that smells like you at the same time. This one. This is one of the fragrances that I believe are less hyped. Don't know what this one's a dupe for. It might be an original. Next up, Mahir. Supposedly more than words. It's such a sexy fragrance. The presentation, undress it a little bit. How beautiful is that bottle? You get a hint of oud, some florals. It's an absolute masterpiece. Rose, oud, a little bit of musk. This fragrance just does it. And this is around that time that it makes sense to wear. Next up, Maison Alhambra, Lovely Shetty. Dupe of Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. It does what it needs to do. Cherry, amber, musk. It smells like cherry compote with a little bit of amber. That's what it smells like. Maison Alhambra. They've been duping basically the whole line of Tom Ford's. Next up, Amir Trillium. This is a dupe of Roger Dove's Elysium. Very fresh, grapefruit. It's only a corner left. I already have the original of this fragrance. I still find it a worthy contender to take up space because I don't want to use up my $400 fragrance all the time. That one fits the bill for certain situations. Next up, I haven't even unboxed this one. Paris Corner, Ministry of Oud. Oud Satin. This is a dupe of Maison Fraser's Kirchen's Oud Satin Oud. Oh, it's a pretty bottle. Sexy. Beautiful cap, too. Deep, dark, fresh, sexy. Ooh. Oh, that's sexy. Yeah. Next up, Paris Corner's Fabulo Intense. This is a dupe of Tom Ford's Fucking Fabulous. That kind of almond, rubbery, sexy, mysterious, nutty thing it has. Ugh. Hard pressed to beat this one. So if you don't already have Tom Ford's Fucking Fabulous, or you're looking for a replacement, try out this one. Next up, Emperor Perfumes Privé Turquoise. Looks just like it, even down to the cap. This is a dupe of Armani Privé's Blue Turquoise. Ooh, the atomizer. See that? So sexy. Vanilla, sandalwood, says some incense in there, jasmine, cypriol, black pepper, salt. This is such a sexy fragrance. Next up, we got Lattafa Mahir Legacy is a dupe of Parfums de Marly's Sedley. Such a sexy, fresh, clean fragrance. Listen, if you don't go get any of these, one of the best blind buys I've had for this year. Next up, Lattafa's Oud Mood Elixir. This one, it's hard to describe. It's along the lines of Shag Off Oud by Swiss Arabian. Not the same, but this is hitting. It's a little bit of funky note in there, probably some animalic oud. I love it. Saffron, oud, musk. That's it. Next up, Lattafa's Oud for Glory by Diallo. This is a dupe of Initio's Oud for Glory. Saffron. It's that sexy, smooth, sharp. How do you be sexy, smooth, and sharp at the same time? I don't know. Feel of the bottle feels like the fragrance. It has a little bit of grit to it, but it is so fucking smooth and sexy. Grown man fragrance. And this one's unisex, but I feel like it's more in line for the fellas. Just because it has such a masculine edge to it. Latafa is killing out here. Latafa is probably one of my most collected Middle Eastern fragrance houses. They don't miss. I haven't had a Latafa that I didn't like yet. Even if I don't like it, love it, I like it. Next up, we got Nassim, Turn Up the Volume. It's a water-based fragrance. They're newer to my collection. The packaging is amazing. It somewhat reminds me of the fragrance style of Creed Aventus. An aromatic, fresh, sexy fragrance. Spray a lot of it, it goes on white. Let it dry down, it'll be fine. So the key to getting around that, don't spray too much on skin. If you're a fragrance person who is a bit more sensitive, Nassim water-based fragrances might be your jam. Notes of patchouli, cedarwood, and ambroxan. Next up, Flavia Perfumes L'Impression, which is a Louis Vuitton Le Immensity dupe. See that dent in there? You already know this given. This reminds me of Dolce & Gabbana's Baron with a little bit of Le Immensity. Very fresh, fougere, barbershop style fragrance. I've not been able to find this one again though, and I've been hitting this one in the head. Next up, Maison Alhambra Afro Leather. African Leather by Memo Bears. African Leather. That presentation? Heavy cap. Very musky leather with a little bit of sweetness underneath it. You can hold the bottle by the cap too. This is a sexy fragrance for fall. I'm tempted to put it on right now. But I feel like this is such a grown man fragrance. It's like a going out. Nice sweater, nicely dressed, bomb shoes style fragrance. That smells so good in there. It kind of smells like Blue Noir mixed with Tom Ford's Fucking Fabulous. You can mix all of that up. That's what you get in there. Next up, Nassim's Twin Paradise. Twin Paradise is going to be a little bit more of a tropical, fruity style fragrance. Reminds me of a day at the beach. It's a little fizzy. Next up, Joe Milano, Game of Spades Win. Said to be a dupe of Greenwich Village by Bond Number 9. I believe this fragrance does a very good job of getting that DNA, but allowing the fragrance to be slightly different enough where it doesn't seem like a complete ripoff. That packaging is amazing. There's a candied playfulness to it on that Baccarat Rouge 540 vibe, kind of like Flintstone vitamins in a way. It's an affordable alternative to Bond Number 9's Greenwich Village. If you can get Greenwich Village for under $150, I would say do it, but this one at $65, it's a no-brainer. They smell virtually the same. Fuck it. Next up, Latafa Hamra, a Killian Angel Share dupe, but it's different enough for it to still be its own fragrance. Look at that juice. Kind of like rum chata, dates. This is a sweater weather fragrance. Kind of tickles the nose. I don't know if that's the alcohol or what. Look at that. Latafa be at y'all neck. I would be scared to be a fragrance house. The moment they get their hands on the DNA, they whip it quickly. And they seem to do it at a great price point. Let me know in the comments. Give me a few fragrances from Middle Eastern houses that you think I should try that are not on this list. Next up, Amir Celeste was supposed to be a dupe of Ganymede by Marc-Antoine Barrat. The packaging is eating. Is a little harder to wear. I've not found a place where I can legitimately wear this. I've smelled it a couple times. There's something so sharp about the beginning, sharp and sour at the same time. It's hard for me to put a finger on it, but it does smell natural, like nature. Like if I were in a waterfall or a stone garden. When I first sprayed this one, it gives me roach spray vibes, or like an insecticide. Hard to explain. But if it makes sense, it does smell good. It puts me in mind how this one starts, but it quickly goes into the saffron, sexy. This one starts similarly, but it goes into the other warm, spicy space. That makes sense. The packaging is amazing. This one is truly what I feel to be a niche style fragrance. You're not going to get everybody that's going to smell like this. You're not going to get everybody that likes this either. So you really have to enjoy perfumery for what it is to enjoy this fragrance on you, yourself. This is a fragrance that you wear for yourself, not for compliments, etc. You may get compliments on it. I don't really wear my fragrances for compliments, but I do have compliments that I've gotten from fragrances that I would have never thought I would get compliments from. It's a space and place for everything and everybody in the fragrance. Celestial by Amir is more of the niche style of fragrance, not a massive. It may do well to layer with other fragrances. Next up, we got Swiss Arabian Oud Abayad. Oud Abayad is a very woody, balsamic fragrance. Kind of like church incense and the wooden rosary beads. I can get that. Quite frankly, I think this is a great layering fragrance. The fragrance all by itself is very sharp fir with woods on it. It has this essence that kind of smells like something is burning. People liken it to Amouage interlude. I feel this fragrance is in its own. It's very sweet and smoked. This is a blind buy for me. It's so unique. I don't think I will buy it again, but am I going to use it? You gotta fucking believe it. It would do well to layer with something a lot less earthy and a bit more aromatic. Those two together could really work. Next up, Lattafa Rave Now. I've been doing so much moving around, I haven't even had a chance to unbox some presentation on this one. I don't like that. Ooh, that's sexy. Blast of pineapple. This is a vintage style fragrance without it being a vintage straight up. It's a lot more juicy. I can see this being a mass appeal. Signature scent. I can see fellas loving this. It has more of the candy pineapple, not the real smoky pineapple. Last but not least, Scepter Malachite by Maison Alhambra. Supposedly a dupe of Stephen Humbert Lucas' God of Fire. Fancy. It is in a bottle. Get into that. Nice solid cap. Oh, that atomizer. Do you see that? Now, this right here is everything. Everything. Oh my God, that is such a sexy fragrance. Out of this whole lineup in here, as I'm freshly unboxing some of these, off the rip, this is my favorite. It has that musky mango mixture. Ugh, sexy. This right here makes me not even want to Stephen Humbert. It's that good. I wish I would have had this when I was doing my mango list, because this would have definitely. We can do a mango list update. It's been your man Uncommon Sense. I want to thank you all for making it to the end of this video. Let me know which of these have been your favorite and which ones you think I need to add to the list for part 2 of Middle Eastern fragrances that I'll purchase so you don't have to. All right, it's been your man Uncommon Sense. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart, the top, the sides, and all the way around. We're going to lift the lid up. put a little love on the bottom, put it back down, ice it with a little love on top. And I'm out. Until next time. Because it will be a next time. All right.